What's up, world? Happy holidays.
Yep.
Happy Thanksgiving coming up soon. Life is beautiful, man. What a beautiful November. Me and Kelly have been sitting here talking for the last half hour about codependency. And I said, we've talked a lot about it. And she said, well, not really specifically on codependency. I've thought about it, and maybe we haven't.
Yeah, we'll bring it up, like, as we're discussing things and just talk about how we are codependent, but we never really talk about the actual codependency and like what it is. And we're not doctors. We're not like professionals. I don't have schooling, with everything, but I've lived it my whole life. And so,
If you want to read a book on codependency and the different stages of development in life, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey, it gets really into how the majority of people skip in life. They go from being dependent at home, dependent on parents, to becoming codependent, carrying those things with them from their home and being codependent in their relationships and never truly reach independency. And that becoming independent is such a vital step in life that the majority of people just miss out on and live the rest of our lives. I'm working on overcoming it, but we live the rest of our lives codependent and never really find that independence, jumping from one relationship to the next or whatever it may be. But once we can find that independence and actually be good with who we are, be good being alone, enjoy ourselves, then we can share ourselves with another, and we can enjoy being with another person as they are without needing to change them in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And even when they're having an off day and not in the groove with me and how I want them to be, I'm still okay. I can go for a walk. I can do whatever. I don't have to be fulfilled from them. I can find that fulfillment within.
Yeah, codependence is like, you said we're dependent on our parents, as children. But like that codependency, we're learning all those things in our families as we're growing, because we get so enmeshed in, like, we're around all these people and we're feeling what they're feeling, and whenever they're going through something, it's like the whole family focuses on that person. The whole family, it's like we're in a group dynamic and we're all just together, focus on one person, and then it may change to another person and then another person, and we all take on certain roles, and we become, it's so fascinating. I love learning about all this stuff.
We become the Joker, or we become the Savior, or
yeah, all the different things, like overachieving. We try to achieve
the
stuff.
Achiever.
We need people's attention. Then there's those that like for myself, I was like quiet and, in my little shell, and not being seen, not wanting to be seen. Yeah, there's so many different roles that we take on in our families, and it's so interesting. But like codependency, as we move into new relationships, what I've learned for myself is that it's so much in the mind. Like our minds, it has a lot to do with control too. Like we want to control people. We want everyone around us to be happy so that we can be happy. Because we think that everyone else's happiness is where our happiness, where we will find happiness. And that's just, and we're learning that is not true.
It's the complete opposite.
It is. And so we want everyone to be happy. And what my experience has been is, so say Corey is going through something and he shares it with me. Well, I take that upon myself and I feel it, and I feel exactly what he's sharing with me. And then I want to help him. I want to fix him. I want to tell him what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where, like, and then I'm going to be thinking about it. So we'll be separated. He'll go off on his life and I'm at my house and I'm still thinking. I'm still thinking about him.
And I'm probably not.
Oh, yeah. You're totally not. But me, what can I do? And I'm feeling it and it's still affecting me.
The savior complex.
And whatever mood you're in, like, I take it upon myself and that is now my mood. Like, I'm not able to separate myself from other people. I take on other people.
No.
I'm dependent. I'm codependent with other people. Whatever other people's moods are is what my mood is going to be. And if I don't like it, then I got to change your mood. So what can I do to change your mood so it'll change my mood?
Yeah.
Instead of just taking care of my own mood. That's where in some past videos, I talk about, like, just feeling yourself like being in a bubble and just kind of cutting those cords around you and just like becoming that independent individual where I can find my own happiness and I can be around the most miserable person in the world and it doesn't have to affect me. I can separate myself from it and recognize that they're just in a place right now where they're unhappy and they're dealing with whatever, and I can listen without it consuming me, without it affecting me and bringing me down to that level that they're at.
Yeah, for sure. And for so many years, it was easy for me to say, I don't have any problems with codependency. That's everybody else out there trying to save me. They're the codependents. They're the ones that have codependence. I'm just the drug addict. And that was kind of easy after a while to accept. But to tell me that I had a codependency issue, it's like, no, I just have a drug addiction. It's everybody around me that's codependent. But now that I'm able to get all that stuff away and start really looking at myself, it's like, I have always been so codependent. I've always needed somebody to either lift me up, or I've needed to save somebody by lifting them up, or that, like I said, that savior complex, that feeling like I've got to save this person, or if it's not for me, then this person's just gonna die, or their life is gonna come to an end. But whenever I get to a point where I am at complete peace with myself, and no matter what the people around me are feeling, I can still feel at peace. I can feel sympathy and empathy, and I can share some of my energy with others and share my experience and be there for them. But unless I intentionally choose to hurt with them because I want to share that with them intentionally, well, unless it's intentionally, otherwise it's codependency. Now, if I can get to that point where I do choose to feel with that person because I love them and I want to feel that with them, I want to go through this with them, I want to be there for them through this, you can do that without being codependent. And that's where I've talked about this the last couple of days. But once we reach true independence and we are no longer dependent on another person's feelings to help us feel good, or another person's feelings are going to bring us down, once we reach that point and we find somebody else that is also at that same point, then we can come together and have a beautiful relationship of interdependency, where we can come together at the end of the day, once we've done our day, we've done our life, we've gone throughout the day, we come together, and if the person that I've chosen to share my life with is in a bad mood, well, I don't have to be in a bad mood. I can just sit back and listen and not engage at all. And the same goes for the person that I'm with. A true, healthy, interdependent relationship, neither one gets wrapped up in the other one's. And that is where you find health.
Mm-hmm. In codependency, it continues a sickness. Like, I think about with you being a drug addict for so much of your life, and like the way that our family has, we're trying to fix you. We want, and it's like, and what happens is codependents keep addicts so sick because we don't allow people to figure out their own lives.
To hit bottom.
Constantly. Yeah.
Y'all will not allow me to hit that bottom.
Yeah. We keep people sick in our lives because of the fact that we want them to be a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the really sick, unhealthy things about codependency that I've had my whole life.
Yeah.
Because it hurts. It hurts to watch people in our lives hurt. And we don't want to feel hurt, especially whenever we are so enmeshed in our family members' lives or who our loved ones, good friends, whoever it may be. I've had really great friends that I've been codependent with, and we've kept each other sick in that pattern. It's a sickness.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's in the mind, and it's so much in the mind. I mean, in the past, I've just gotten so wrapped up in my mind and thinking about everybody else and how I can help everybody else, and I'd completely, abandoned myself. And
yep.
And it keeps me from truly being able to help people. I mean, I can't help anybody if I'm not helping myself. Yeah. That's one thing definitely that I've come to truly understand, that if my mind is constantly busy, constantly going on these trains of thought of other people and things, then I'm not able to open up and allow the Spirit to come into me to help myself, and then to just be there, like you said, with empathy, being there with another person in their pain, but not allowing it to get so stuck in my own head where it takes me off in
and
crazy
you lose
places.
your peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A couple of the best people I know are some of the most codependent people that I know, and these specific people that I'm thinking about, they not just one or two people, these people that I'm thinking about, there's a number of them, but they've really dedicated most of their life to service and to just doing for others, nonstop going for others, always being there for others, and that is a good quality, but at the same time, that can be detrimental to a person's life of happiness and health because they are not taking the time to take care of themselves. And there is so much codependency in the behavior that at the end of the day, these people are miserable, where at the end of the day of service, you should feel so much peace and happiness. I mean, that's not should. Normally,
you do.
Naturally, at the end of the day of service, you naturally just feel good.
Mm-hmm. Instead of worn out and tired and frustrated and unappreciated and
yelling and whatever.
Irritable and
and
and I've been there.
Yeah. And another thing is a lot of codependents always have a reason for the way that they're behaving I might be lashing out and I might be angry, or I might be this, or I might be that, but I've got a reason for it. I've got this validation for my behavior, which there isn't a reason to lash out at a kid. There isn't a reason to really behave like a child in temper tantrums and just whatever. I'm angry because I'm hungry, or I'm angry because I'm this, or I'm angry because I didn't get enough sleep. I'm angry because, I don't know, I've got anxiety, whatever, There are no excuses whenever a person really overcomes codependency. Whenever a person overcomes that codependent behavior, we are able to look within and take inventory and say, what's going on with me? Why am I behaving that way? Okay, is it because I'm hungry? Well, I better get something to eat.
Right.
Is it because of this? Is it because of that? Instead of just saying, I'm this way because of that, and so you go eat a big meal, and then all of a sudden you're still angry, but you're just no longer hungry, so you go do something and isolate and go be angry by yourself. But a really independent person, those character defects just fall by the wayside. They really do. I mean, you can still get angry, but you don't have to be an angry person. You don't have to go around lashing out at people. You can have moments of anger and sit back and have inventory and say, what's going on with me right now? But the biggest thing about the codependency thing is, as addicts, I think it's so important that as addicts we realize that the drugs are just a symptom. The biggest thing is that codependent behavior. And whenever we get clean, we want to fix everything. We want to make everything right. We want to save everybody that we've hurt. And they've been okay for 25, 30 years of me being out here abusing myself. They're going to be okay for the next 6 to 12 months while I improve upon myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not like, oh, daddy's here to save the day when he's been absent from his kids' lives for most of their lives. So for me, I'm just very grateful that my children have a wonderful mom that's been there for them to take care of them when I wasn't able to. And, even with whatever she goes through, she's still been able to be there for them. So I've been very, very, very blessed, But it's great to be aware, to actually be aware that I am a codependent. I probably need Al-Anon. It would probably be very beneficial for me to sit through Al-Anon. Even though I truly belong in Narcotics Anonymous. That's my real place. But life is just great whenever we work on ourselves.
Mm-hmm. It's so interesting too, as I have been working on myself and learning about all these things and really working to change these behaviors and be aware of them whenever they come up. I'm able to see how I have affected my own children. As I have raised my own children in my own codependent behaviors with my husband and with my family members and everything, I can see the patterns that have continued now with them, because that's all that they've learned. That's what I've taught them. And as I'm learning differently, I'm now able to teach them differently, which is a beautiful thing. And something else is like, as we're learning and we're changing and we're recognizing these behaviors and things, it's great to recognize them as we're sitting in, meditation and we're alone and we're working on it and stuff. But where we really get to work on it is whenever we get together with all of our family. Like we just had a Thanksgiving weekend with all of our family, all of our siblings and my dad and our children and stuff. And it's whenever we all come back together again, it's like it's so interesting the way that we fall back into our family dynamic, into our family patterns, and kind of into things, and we've improved so much through the years because
A
we
lot.
all know
Everybody has
we
improved
have,
a lot.
but it's still so deep in us, and so it's like little
Just
things
natural.
will come up, and today I am so grateful for it because I'm like, that is still there. Like, okay, I recognize that within myself, and we're able to, and that's what's so important about families and about learning and growing together, is that we're able to recognize these things with each other and still love each other, and still recognize, okay, I was judging you for this, and okay, well, what does that say about me? Where is that judgment within myself that I'm feeling? I love my family so much, and we're all so different, and I learn so much from each individual one, and I've been so codependent with each individual one, and I love that today I'm able to recognize that I love to just allow Corey to grow in his own way and in his own time, and learn in his own ways. And I can be here
even if
and
it's
love
driving
him.
you crazy sometimes.
Right.
In
And
your
I want to tell you what
codependent
to
ways.
do because I do catch myself
I
wanting
know.
to tell you, like I was wanting to tell another sibling like how she should do certain things, and I'm like, no, like
Let it
like
be.
it's not my job. It is not my job. My job is just to love and to have joy and to express that and to feel that with other people, and just be there for people as they're processing their own things. But as codependents, we really want to get in there and help everybody around us be happy, because I want joy for everybody, and I want joy right now. And it's like, that's just not the way it works, because we all have our process. We all have our times and our seasons. And sometimes we're in cocoons where we are in a deep rest and like a depressed state, but it's a deep rest place, and it's sometimes we're in anxiety and different things, and it's just learning to allow people to be exactly where they are and let God work in their lives. And if there is something, like if Corey is to share something with me and I feel something, to share with him that's not from me, but we can recognize the Spirit in our lives. If it's that, then that can flow through me. But me wanting to control him and make him happy, I just, it's just no.
Good luck staying happy trying to do that.
Right. Right.
So
I am finding, and I have found, like, I'm finding joy within myself. And it's that spring of living water that just continues, and it surpasses all understanding, just that peace that we can be in tornadoes and the tornadoes of people around us, and still just have so much peace and joy. And just like, it's all good. I'm so grateful for how far I've come, because I've been one of the most codependent people that I know, and I still do have so much with my husband in ways that I recognize, but it's so much better. Like, he is my person that I'm learning the most with, and so it's really good.
Yeah. And I really love seeing the growth of people around me.
I do too.
That's one thing about also having a small group or a self-help group that you go to, and watching that growth that people have. Because in self-help or in 12-step programs, no matter where it is that you might go, whatever it is that you might struggle with, that's what we're doing, is we're just working on ourselves. We're not there to talk about other people. We're not there to say what other people need to do. We're there like listening and saying, that's me, and talking about things that we need or want to change about ourselves. And it's all about growth. It's all about progress. It's all about, how can I stop behaving sickly? How can I stop behaving like this sick 12-year-old and become an independent adult where I can actually be in a relationship, whether it's just a friendship or whatever. I can be with somebody and actually be happy no matter how they are, no matter what that person or those people are going through. I can be in a state of bliss no matter what's going on around me. And that's what I want consistently. And I've seen it, I've felt it, I've had it, I have it, and it does fluctuate still. It comes and goes, but I know that it's something that we can have consistently and we can enjoy constantly in this life. I know it is. And eventually, in my opinion, someday we will have that forever. So life is just, it's so awesome to watch Kelly grow and to see my siblings growing. I mean, I think everybody at the camp this weekend has made progress in
absolutely.
life, and
we all do.
And that's all I care about, is the people I love. All I care about is that I continue to progress and grow so that I can help those that I love also grow. And those that need me, that are struggling, can reach out to me and I can help them progress and grow and offer suggestions.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
Codependency is so sneaky, and it's so hard to see. If you have not come to a point where you recognize it in yourself and you have struggled with addiction in your life, it's almost always the true source. It's almost always the true source of what's going on, is codependent behavior. So definitely a topic we could talk forever on.
I know, there really is. There's so much to it. Like, I've read so many books that's just, there's so much, so many aspects to it. And the behaviors that we get caught into. Yeah. I mean, there's like long lists of things that we can talk about. But
I got to go to work.
all right.
Yeah. Love y'all. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep. Bye, y'all.